Records breaking already. I'm sure they will continue today, even by the time that the ladies football team kicks off. England against Norway this evening near Le Havre. It'll still be, temperature-wise, into the high 20s. Sticky, not ideal, but at least they're all in the same boat. Now, it's not as hot as that here. Not yet, anyhow. And in fact, we have got a little bit of cloud around and about just across the East Anglian coastline. As you can see here, this was sent in just around about half an hour ago. But for most of us, we've got an abundance of sunshine, far more than yesterday. There's some thin high cloud across the north of Scotland, but it's still warm and bright here. What we do have, though, today is a brisk wind in the south. The gusts are reaching 50, 55 miles an hour in some exposed areas, which is probably masking the strength of the sun. It's at its strongest at this time of year, very high UV levels across much of England and Wales. So you might not realise you're catching the sun with that strong and gusty wind, making it feel fresher. Also not great news for those trying to put tents up at Glastonbury. Head further north, the wind's not so much of a problem, but you can see the temperatures really soaring into the high 20s in the west of Scotland compared with just 15 on the east coast because of that onshore easterly breeze, which will bring the low cloud back in overnight, so quite misty and murky here, but still just about comfortable enough for sleeping. We're not raising the humidity too much just yet, but it's coming. So as we go through into Friday, that sunshine gets to work quite quickly, burning that cloud back to the east coast. And we subtly change the wind direction more to a southerly, more than the southeasterly. So I think we'll see even higher temperature tomorrow, really notable across the western side of Scotland, probably the warmest day or the hottest day in the west tomorrow as they approach 30 degrees, just 15 though on the east coast. Similarly so across other western parts, so Northern Ireland, western fringes of England and Wales, still held down just a little bit further east. Further east, we see our peak on Saturday, but for Europe, the heat is just maintained. Another few days really of that scorching, dangerous heat yet to come. Now in the west come Saturday, that heat's broken with the risk of some thunderstorms here. As I say though, further east, we still have a lot of fine dry weather. And look at the contrast in temperature for eastern areas. We're talking about 15 to 17 today and tomorrow. By the time we get to Saturday, into the high 20s, really a very different feel. But it is all changing. It's a very brief-lived hot spell here in the UK, at least, because our cold weather front ushers in some much fresher Atlantic air and the risk of those thundery showers as well to all parts as we go through Sunday. So more cloud on Sunday, still strong sunshine, mind you, even though temperatures are way down, but they will be back to average, as you can see, for Sunday. And for some of us, a little bit more bearable. Rita.
OK, thank you, Helen.